Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to get started here in about 5 minutes. Hi, Leslie.
Hi.
You have a beautiful backdrop.
You have to be outside. My dogs are cooperating.
A beautiful day for that.
Yep, it sure is. How have you been?
Good.
Good? Good
Good,
vacation?
yeah. Great vacation.
Good.
Yes. Yes, I could go back now.
Yep. Did you go to Mexico?
No, we just went down to North Carolina, Outer Banks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I know sometimes you go to Mexico, so.
Yeah, we actually were supposed to be in Aruba, and that
Oh.
just didn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So Outer Banks was great.
Yeah, good. Hey.
Yes. All right.
Stacy, hi, it's Chris Floor. It says
Hi, Chris.
Jansen Floor, my son, but
Oh,
he's been
all
using
right.
it for college stuff, so I gotta switch it back. So I haven't hooked up my I will hook up my video possibly, but I can only stay on about 10 minutes, unfortunately, but wanted to join.
Okay, thank you.
So,
Well, we're gonna record it, and then we'll send out the PowerPoint presentation after the meeting's over.
that's great. Had you ever been to Aruba, or you were supposed to be?
No, it was our first time.
It's beautiful.
I know. The owner of the house
Sorry.
actually, yeah, he moved our week to next year. So now we have
Did
something.
he?
Yep, we have something to look forward to.
Good. My wife and I, we've been there 4 times.
Oh,
Yeah, if we go to the Caribbean, we go there.
that's where you go.
Yeah,
It looks
we love
amazing.
it.
Everyone that's been here from Graph Tech just raves about it. So I'm ready.
Yep.
Just in
2021.
Yep, 360 some days.
I'm sorry.
All right. They made it very, very hard to get into the country right now, which is why we postponed it. But I mean, they're smart in doing that. And it's why their cases have been so low. But it just was, there's 14 of us going, and it was just way too complicated to do that. So
14,
yeah. Yep.
Family or friends? Couples?
Family.
Really?
Yes, we actually all do like each other.
Wow.
Yes, so we ended up in a 7-bedroom house in North Carolina, and everyone came home alive, so it was fine.
Good.
All righty, we're getting there here. We're supposed to have around 50 people on, so we're still at 34. So I'm gonna give a few more minutes here, just let some people log on, and then we'll get started. We're gonna try and keep this to about a half hour today, so we're not taking up your time. So we do appreciate all of you joining us today. Hopefully everybody got their little box in the mail. We're hoping the post office, we sent it post office, so let's keep our fingers crossed it got there. Oh, Wendy has her cup, I see it. And a button, yes. It was a grab bag of we had 2 different items going out, so I'm not sure who got what, but there was some cool items that we sent out. It was a good time to raid the supply closet. Oh, we're getting up there. Okay. Oh, Janine, you didn't get yours. All right, we'll look into that.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi. Hi, this is Holly Fisher with PSATs.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good.
In full. And so what?
Give us a few minutes. I think we have almost everyone now.
Yeah, Stace, you're at 50 now.
At 50, okay.
Mhm.
And that includes us though.
Well, that's true.
All right. Well, we are going to get rolling here. Thank you so much for joining us. This is GraphTech's second webinar that we've put on. So I would love for you guys to think of any other ideas you would like to hear for our next webinar. This one we're going to cover a few range of different topics than we did the first one, but we're always looking for different ideas. So if you have anything, get in touch with one of us or your account manager, and we can definitely set up another webinar here in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Let's see here. And okay, just a few housekeeping notes before we get started. If you want to be able to see the slides better, on the bar that the pictures are showing up on the right hand side, if you click the second button that says show small active speaker video, that will collapse the list of pictures, and then you'll be able to see the slides. Also, if you could just mute yourself during this presentation, that way we don't have any background noise. We are really hoping to use the chat feature a lot in this presentation. So if I talk or Alexis or Tom talks and you have a question, please feel free to type it in the chat box. Sarah and Amy from our team are monitoring those questions, and we will get to those at the end for sure. So please use the chat function. And if you have anything that you want to talk about, put it in there, and then we are going to get started. Okay. So, talking today, it's going to be myself, Stacey Whittington. I'm in charge of the promotional products division here, as well as wide format or signage. Alexis Kearse will be jumping on, and then Tom Costanza will be finishing us out with some branding ideas. So I'm sure most of you, you're on here because you either have an event that moved online or you're going to have an event that moved online. So with us being your partner in all sorts of visual and printing ideas, we're hoping to help with this. So we're going to help you get some different ideas to help entice your audience to come to your online event and hopefully boost engagement for that. So I'm going to go to the next schedule for today. We're going to do a session or a section on kits and fulfillment. Alexis is going to touch on sponsorship, ads, and exhibitors. Tom's going to finish it up with branding and some direct mail ideas. So we're really hoping this webinar kind of is just informational, gives you some ideas as you go into your virtual event that we'll be able to partner with you on. And again, question and answers at the end. Feel free, you can chime in at the end, or like I said, the chat button. So kits and fulfillment. Here at GraphTech, we've been doing kits and fulfillment for years. Some of you know we probably purchased the next suite in our building last year to get more warehousing space. So we do store a lot of items here. People are ordering in bulk, and we are able to help them with better pricing and kind of as a storage facility for them. So once COVID hit, kits and fulfillment has gone through the roof. It was always a part of our business, but now I would say it's the biggest growth area we've had since March, is in all sorts of different kits and fulfillment. The first one I want to talk about here, this is probably our most recent box, but pretty exciting. It's called an Expo in a Box. So what we did was we partnered with this customer to take their trade show from their conference and put it into a box for their registrants. So anyone that registered for their conference put their home address or work address wherever they were going to be, and they got it put up in their online submission. Sorry about that, my phone was ringing. And we were able to take each item that they normally would have gotten from walking around the trade show floor, put it in a box, and send it to their house. This way, they kind of still were able to add value to the sponsors. They could get their logo out there and give those registrants a kind of added benefit. So each sponsor was responsible for picking the item they wanted to put in the box. Some of them sent them directly to us. We sourced some of them. The customer provided other ones as well. So there's lots of different ways you can provide the items in the box. They don't all have to be ordered through GraphTech. If you have a sponsor that says, I have 6,000 water bottles sitting in a warehouse and I haven't been able to use them, yes, they can send them here to GraphTech. We will make sure they're included in the box. There's also printed pieces that can go in the box. This customer did a really cool thing where they were able to include a gift card. So normally you would provide lunch or coffee or dinner at some of your events. We can still do that. We can provide the gift card with a little envelope you can see down there at the bottom of the picture, lunch on us, and it has the sponsor's logo. So lots of different options, some food items, some promo items, you know, the sky's the limit for this. So we can add to the box, we can add custom tissue paper, custom packing tape, a label, any way you want to make it a little bit more visually appealing, we can do that as well. So this is a cool one. We also have done some informational kits. So if you're looking to get information out, again, the sky's the limit for what can go in the kit or fulfillment. All these items were ordered here through GraphTech, as well as a printed piece you see there. This is for newly diagnosed lung cancer patients. So they received this kit after they logged on to our digital storefront. So how we can tie that into an online storefront is that we would provide you with a link. You would send that out to whoever your intended recipients are. They log on, enter their information, and we ship out the kit the next day. So this was a nice kit. We pre-boxed all the kits they wanted. They sit in the warehouse. As soon as we get in an order, it kind of just goes out the door as needed. So this one, you know, was a nice tie-in with one of our other services here at GraphTech with the online store. Again, just a nice array of items that you could use to get logoed, non-logoed, any sort of promotional item. So here's just some other pictures for kits that we've done. We've done kits as small as someone ordered a mask, we put it into an envelope and we mailed it out. Other kits have been much more in depth, as you can see up there in the right-hand corner. This was for an employee morale booster. Everyone that works for that company got a little care package at home as they were working from home. We've done educational kits where you can see there in the middle, there was some t-shirts and lanyards sent out to new incoming freshmen at a local college. The left pictures, that was for a senior recognition. So those were the seniors that weren't able to have their final performance. They each received a kit with some personalized items and the brochure, or the booklet that normally would have been handed out at the final performance. We were able to print that and include that in there so they still had a little bit of memorabilia. Again, just all sorts of ideas. The sky's the limit. We can, you know, customize each piece as you would see fit. Because of that, there's really no custom pricing for any of this. Each one kind of is taken from, you know, the top to the bottom, just to see what you would want in your kit, the labor that goes into fulfilling the kit, all of those are added into the price. So there's not really custom pricing. We work with each individual project on that. And some of the most popular items in our kit, masks and hand sanitizers, obviously, kind of in a time for those are the biggest ones we have right now. And then traditional promotional items, pens, tote bags, notebooks. Food items have also been very popular, logoed food items. Just to kind of like you would at a normal trade show or conference or meeting, you're still providing that gift of food, because let's be honest, who doesn't love food? And then we also offer standardized kits. So these come already pre-done. You can't really pick what's in them. Each item can be logoed with your logo or sponsor's logo. But this kind of takes the legwork out of it. If you have an event coming up and you're like, I really don't have time to think about what different items can go in, we have some standardized kits here, some PPE related, some non-PPE related. And then there's a picture there. You can see we can even get down to a customized full color box. So tons of options here. Sky's the limit. Let us work with you on coming up what works for your event. I think that is it for me. I'm going to pass it over to Alexis Kearse. Alexis, go ahead.
Yes, Stacy, before I get started, if you could mute everybody, we're having some feedback issues.
Okay.
So if you can mute everyone else, that'd be great.
Give me 1 second. Okay, Alexis, you just have to unmute yourself now.
And now I need the shared screen back.
You are needy, girl. There you go.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm Alexis Kearse. I've been with GraphTech now for about 10 years, I think, and I work in the publication and sponsorship management division. Oh, I'm sorry. I clicked something that I shouldn't have. Basically, what we do is we sell everything from advertising, sponsorships, and exhibit sales. We can collect any artwork, logos, any type of information, contact information that's needed for your event. And we then take care of all of the billing, which is a huge time saver, just that. And then what we do at the end is we'll take all of that revenue and apply it to whatever projects that we're working on's total production cost. So then it offsets the balance and or possibly even provides a profit for you. So basically we just become an extension of your staff. All right, Stacy, if you can go to the next slide, that'd be great. All right, so one of the biggest questions we're getting and hearing right now is what type of benefits can you offer the sponsors and donors without having these face-to-face events? You know, what can you offer them with virtual events? And really, it's just about being creative. Like Stacy mentioned with the kits, there's so many ideas out there. You know, we can brainstorm with you about your specific event and what goals you have in mind. You know, going back to the kits, we can include sponsor giveaways in them, of course. So they can include logoed items, brochures, spec sheets, anything that they'd want to send us, we can include. And what we'll do is we can work directly with your sponsors. We can have the items shipped directly to us. And we can also, of course, help them with ordering any logoed items or printed items if needed. So you'll notice in some of the photos here, it's just a handful of sponsor giveaways that were included in one of the kits recently. You know, they have everything you can see, from cups to basically everything that Stacy mentioned earlier. So we'll just, you know, we'll give the sponsors the quantity they need to send us, or we can order from here, and a due date. And once everything arrives, we will start the kitting. A few more ideas to showcase your sponsors and donors is, of course, to include any virtual signage in your virtual event. You can do separate rooms for sponsors and exhibitors that your attendees can visit. Just always be sure to schedule time for your attendees to have that free time that they can go into these virtual events, just like you would have scheduled time for a walkthrough of an exhibit floor. That's really important, you know, to keep in mind. Tom's actually going to show you an example shortly here about some of the virtual signage and ideas on that. You can, of course, also include banner ads on e-blasts and on your social media sites. And you can even do a follow-up on a direct mail piece for your sponsors. They can, you know, send the item, whether it's a postcard, a letter, a coupon, anything that they might want to do. And you know, you can send that directly out to your attendees or members as a follow-up. And Tom's also going to talk about direct mail shortly. One big thing we've seen, which is a great idea, is if you do something like a kit or a package, is to do a kit reveal. It's really a great way to kick off your event. you schedule it for the beginning of the event, and it's a great way. You walk your attendees through everything that's in the kit, and you can direct them to materials they may need to reference later on. And it's also a great time to give your speakers a time to speak. So what I'd say is, keep your higher level sponsors for the more important times of your event. So for example, at that beginning kit reveal, that may be one of your highest level sponsorships. You could let them do a mini commercial, just schedule those times for them. You can also do, combine your sponsorships with educational sessions, for example. So it's kind of putting your sponsors to work. You can schedule a sponsor to do an intro of the speaker in that session, but just before they do that, they can have their mini commercial. That's a great place to put in some of your lower level sponsors, because of course there may not be as many attendees within one session. You can also do speaking times, of course, for sponsors in front of some of your larger events, such as a keynote speaker, where more attendees will be at. So that's just a few ideas, ways to highlight your sponsors. All right, if we can go to the next slide, please. All right, so this one's really important. I'm sure you're all looking at your screens so much more, especially, with being home more. I feel like I'm glued to my computer. So what we're highly suggesting is to still include printed materials for your attendees that coincide with your virtual event. So, if you decide not to do a kit or anything like that, at least still consider doing some type of printed program. It's a great way to be able to include all of your information for your attendees that they can see beforehand, and of course reference to during the event. You can even include note pages so that they're able to take notes throughout. But of course, you still want to include all of your key contact info, your board of directors, your staff. You can include bios for your speakers, just about everything you would have included for a face-to-face event. And of course, within this, you can highlight your sponsors and your exhibitors. So you can still include all of their ads that you would have offered them as a benefit. Of course, larger size ads for your larger level sponsors. You can, one thing we're suggesting is to include a directory of some sort within the program, or you can do it as a separate piece, but it's a great way to highlight your exhibitors and give them a little bit more benefit with not having that face-to-face time. Basically, you could include key contact information, a website, anything like that, and maybe 3 to 5 of their top services that they offer. But then what you can do for your sponsors is enhance that a little bit more. So of course, include all of their key contact info and services, but then also maybe they get to include a logo and a short description. And then of course, that can just pop out and stand out a little bit more, just giving a little extra benefit to your sponsors. One thing we just recently did as an example is Harrisburg Symphony Orchestra. We just worked with them on a smaller kit, which really focused around their seniors, their graduating seniors from the Symphony Youth Orchestra. And they included photos and bios for each graduating senior in the program. And then they included computer decals and water bottles and a few other fun items. But it was a great way for the seniors, to be able to have a memorable piece to hold on to. And it also showed how much the symphony appreciated those seniors and all of their years of hard work. So, just there's so many ideas out there, like Stacy mentioned before, and so many things that you can come up with and create. And, we'd love to brainstorm with you. So that's pretty much it from me. I will turn it over now to Tom Costanza with our creative division. Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you everyone for joining us today. This portion of the program will be about branding. So a little bit about myself. My name is Tom Costanzo. I'm a member of the creative services team. I bring about 28 years of experience in the field to GraphTech, and am excited to work with our clients on each and every project. So with the whole COVID thing, as all of you have noticed, everybody is shifting their meetings, if they haven't canceled, to going virtual or online. And in moving forward with how uncertain things are, that seems to be the trend anyway. So to parlay off of what Stacy and Alexis have already talked about, we want to talk to you about the importance of branding your meeting, your convention, your conference, whatever it may be. So the three logos that you see on the right, Amazon Prime, Starbucks, Under Armour, these are all probably companies that take a good portion of my paycheck, particularly since the COVID pandemic hit. But I guess my point is, even in the times where you weren't able to go in and get a coffee from Starbucks, they were able to adapt, overcome, and that did not stop people from soliciting that business. The same with Amazon. And people were probably purchasing Under Armour and having it delivered through Amazon Prime. So the importance of brand awareness was so important, particularly in the environment that we're currently operating in. And that kind of goes on to if you are planning an upcoming convention or meeting or conference, our team here, our creative services team, can work with you in whatever capacity you may need. So we can start from scratch with you with helping you to identify or theme that particular meeting, developing an identity, look, color, brand for it, and just build out from there. Or if you already have a theme or a look for the conference, we can take and work with you with what you've already established and hit the ground running and make sure that it's a seamless transition as we build out those different components. So a lot of what we're looking to do is work with you to make sure that you're advertising your company or your business to the people who are going to be attending your meetings in the best way possible. And they have peace of mind in knowing that, hey, you know what, you're still here, you're still operating at regular capacity, and this is going to be a normal experience, even though it's unnormal circumstances. So Stacy, if I could see the next slide, please. So this is an example of what Alexis was talking to as far as signage. We're currently working with a client who has a national convention they do every October. It's somewhere different in within the United States. So they have members of their association coming from all over the country, and they represent different facets of that industry. And one of their big selling points for their convention every year, even though the crux of the convention was a lot of one-to-one business meetings. Sidebar, they say you can do 6 months worth of meetings in 3 days. I mean, it's just a high-powered, supercharged networking event. But part of where they made a good bit of their money was on their exhibit hall. So we recently had a meeting with this particular client, and this illustration that you see here is an example of where we're looking to go for this particular client. So while they're moving their meeting online, what they're doing is they're selling 4 tiered level sponsorships, platinum, gold, silver, and bronze. And with your sponsorship dollars, part of what you get is a booth, like you see here in this illustration. So you have your corporate brand, the color of your booth coincides with the color of your logo. And then the 5 platinum sponsors would get a bigger, more prominent booth within this illustration. So this is kind of a virtual exhibit hall, if you will. The little cityscape you see in the background, we're going to drop in back there, a significant landmark for where this venue is supposed to have taken place. The signage on the back walls that you see there, where it says Amerisource Bergen, that it could very well be for a high-level sponsor or for the company who's actually putting on the meeting. So this was another way for this particular association to not miss out on selling advertising dollars, if you will, or exhibit sponsorship, even though it's a virtual venue. And with those sponsorship dollars, there are different perks that come along with it. A link right to that particular company's website, certain write-ups on that particular company, et cetera, et cetera. So a picture is worth 1,000 words, and I thought with this visual it would probably help you see what we're talking about as I was walking you through that. So Stacy, next slide, please. So consistency is key, as we all know, with branding. The integrity of your brand definitely comes across as far as how people perceive what the quality of the product is that you're selling. So what we're saying is, even with your virtual event happening, it's so important to have your brand, your theme consistent across all vehicles of communication. So that includes your website banners, your social media posts, right down to your e-blasts. If you have supplemented printed pieces to go with that, which we're going to touch upon in a minute here with direct mail. But all of these different vehicles, it's kind of like the more you see something, the more it becomes reality. And the more we know, okay, this event from ABC company is going to happen on October 19th at this time. So the more that you can hype it, the more that you can consistently promote it, I think the better return you're going to get on people that are looking to attend your conference or meeting. So as you see listed out here, we have social media graphics, e-blasts and email banners, website graphics, and then the coordinated print collateral. The example over here on the right-hand side of your screen is for Interventional Academy. And they have had a big meeting every year. And this, of course, is the year that they're going virtual. So with that, you'll see we have a few social media posts there, their website, and just kind of shows you how they touch upon a couple of different topics that are going to be covered in this particular meeting and how that works in conjunction with one another. So if we can go to the next slide. Perfect. So I thought this was worth throwing in for you to see. One of our clients had recently sent us an email based off of pieces that we redesigned for them. And they're attributing a $3,000 increase in donations this year over previous years based on the redesign of the materials that we did for them. And the reason I thought that was important is, first of all, they were thrilled with the fact that they had an increase in revenue. But second of all, it just kind of shows you that our team here at GraphTech will work with you, really sit down and figure out who your audience is, what your why is, what's the purpose of what you're trying to accomplish, and work with you in a collaborative process because you're as much a part of this as anyone to really reach your goals. So I thought this was an important quote to share with you. So, okay, so direct mail. And direct mail is really kind of, I don't want to say the final piece to this whole puzzle, but it's very important. You know, at one point where direct mail was kind of the norm, it's more or less become the exception. Although I think we're seeing more and more companies are realizing that amidst all of this barrage of what's coming into my inbox and my email and what I'm getting hit with when I'm on Facebook and whatnot, all these ads and pop-ups, with that information overload, the direct mail is now becoming more the norm instead of what was once the exception. And it shows that where a social media post or an ad usually is here and gone within a click or you're scrolling or whatnot, direct mail has a lot more shelf life. So, in some cases, the average they're saying is 17 days. And even if that comes down to you physically having to go to your mailbox, take out the direct mail piece, take a look at it, regardless if you're going to hold on to it or if you're going to file 13 it, you still have a touch point, something tangible, and you're still getting to your advertisers or your membership, your message across. I'd like to think that people that see value in it are going to keep it, and it's kind of like an added reminder of, okay, here's when this virtual event's going to be. And there's all kind of things that you can do with this to help supplement it. So of course, carrying through the theme, the brand, the look, the messaging, the dates, all the pertinent information, but different sizes, cuts. Are you doing a special giveaway, prizes, games, you know, all kind of interesting, clever ways or teasers to get people to entice them to sign up for your event. One of the things that you can also do with the direct mail as well with our variable data system is we can, through specific lists that we would work with you on providing to us, we can customize who gets certain iterations of that particular direct mail piece. Maybe it's you have 3 lists and list A gets photo A, list B, photo B, list C, photo C. Maybe it's a customized message for each of those different lists. All of that stuff we can do and target based on what your needs are to help supplement and promote what it is that you're trying to do online. So virtually, you know, we have the website, email blasts, social media posts, and of course direct mail and other print collateral, as well as looking for ways to sell advertising online. All of these work in tandem with helping to make your event a success. And again, we're here, all of us. So GraphTech, we have a lot of different services that we offer. You know, our creative services, promotional products, publication and advertising with Alexis, of course, printing, mailing, fulfillment. We run the gamut. So chances are pretty good that something that we have here, we can be a valuable resource to you. And we're more than willing to hit the ground running and helping you make your event a success. Stacy, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. We are going to move on to the questions and answers portion here, and then stay tuned because there will be prize drawing, so don't go anywhere yet. I am going to go, oh, somebody said go Knights. First question here, do you ship to any other states or only local PA? Nope, we ship anywhere in the country. We're doing a kit now where we're shipping all over across the United States. So the only thing we take into account then is, you know, transit times and, you know, how far you're going. If you have a specific event date, we will work with you and back up the ship date to make sure it gets there in time. Like I mentioned previously, the post office has been a little bit iffy on those delivery dates, so we are really pushing UPS at this point to make sure that it gets there in time. That's totally your call though, but we have seen that we've had much better success with UPS lately than USPS. How far out do you need to order hot items like hand sanitizers and masks? You know, that's gotten so much better. In the beginning, probably in, let's say, April, we were out 8 weeks at least for both of those items. Right now, they're turning in about 7 to 10 days. The suppliers really have a ton of the hand sanitizers in stock. All the suppliers we use make sure that their sanitizers that they're selling are not on the banned list. I'm sure you've seen in the news all the different items of ingredients in some hand sanitizers. We do not sell any of those. So don't need to worry about that, but masks, hand sanitizers, face shields, all that good stuff. We're probably looking 7 to 10 business days out on most of those. Some maybe 10, let's go 10 to 14. Let's go there just to be safe. What does it cost an association to do the expo box, the postage to send them out to all the registrants? Yes, so we've charged 2 different pricing. One, we have a fulfillment pricing. So that accounts for our time and our staff's time to actually physically fill the box. So again, that's why we really don't have custom pricing, because we've done things where we've had 1 item in a box or an envelope up to the last one we did, I think had 23 or 25 items. So there's obviously a big variation there in labor costs. That there is a price for our staff and our time to do that, and then the postage would be an additional price. And we would show you what the USPS and the UPS or FedEx rates are for your size box. Sometimes that's hard to figure out in the beginning because you're not really sure what's going in your box. The last one we did started out at 13 items and ended up being 26. So their original postage cost went up, obviously, but we worked with them on that, gave them the options for what it would cost to send the different rates. If you have your own shipper number, we are happy to ship on your account. If you're getting discounts and things in, with your account number, we can ship on your account and then it would just automatically bill to you. So hopefully that answers that question. Jenny, if you have anything else, let me know. Great info, yay. Can exhibits drop off swag to your office for you to ship in a larger swag box? Yes, of course. We've had that done a lot of different ways. So you can either drop items off here. So if you have items in your office or if you already have printed pieces, you can feel free to drop them off here. If you're working with a sponsor or an exhibitor who already has items in their facility, they can just ship it here. How we've been doing that is we're putting the attention of your company's name on the shipping label. So let's say you work for Amazon and you would send it to GraphTech with the attention of Amazon kit. So that way we knew which kit it was going to. We have a lot of kits going on at the same time, so that's been the easiest way for us to keep everything kind of separated and make sure that, you know, each item goes in the correct box. Very informative. Have you handled the actual, I think this is for you, Alexis. Have you handled the actual sponsorships and exhibiting sales for virtual events? How did you pivot from the in-person events for clients? You're on mute.
Get that unmuted. Okay, I do that every time. So really right now we're just all in talks with the virtual events. We've never, come across this in the past, and none of the virtual events have taken place yet. So we're just really getting started. We're looking at it though as no different than it would be as an in-person event. It's really just getting and figuring out exactly what those benefits are going to be for the sponsors, what your exhibits are going to look like, and the time slots you're going to have, the rates. It's basically just brainstorming and figuring all of that out. And once that's done, it's selling just like it would be selling for any event, really. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, and I was going to add to that from my side of things, from the sponsors that are wanting to include things in the box that they normally would have taken to a trade show. There was a ton of pushback in the beginning on that. Sponsors were like, no, I don't want to be a part of that. Now I think they're all really starting to realize now that's the only way they're going to get out in front of a customer for probably this next 6 to 9 months. So we've really seen an uptick in the exhibitors, the sponsors who were kind of, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to be a part of the box. They're really starting to, like I gave that last example. They originally came in with 13 sponsors and got it up to 26. So it seems to be people are a little hesitant at first. They don't know if this is going away or if, in-person events are going to happen this fall, but it's really starting to look like that's not going to happen. And the sponsors are jumping on board. They are starting to, they already have the money allocated for this year. And they seem to be jumping in. So hopefully that answers you a little bit better.
Yeah, one thing I want to add to that too is something to think about with the sponsors. Like Stacy mentioned, they do have that money allocated. If you move forward to 2021, 2022, if some of these sponsors do not use those funds for this year, they may not get them back in their budget lines the next year. So it's definitely something, if you want to still offer those sponsors some type of sponsorship opportunity because, it may be very hard to get them back in the future. I've spoken to several sponsors directly, and their take is, they still want to sponsor. They want to be able to use those funds because, they know the benefits of sponsorship and they don't want to lose that value from within their company, not budgeting it for the next year.
Okay. I think that was, I think I have more here. Are the boxes being sent to just people who had signed up for a particular event or to the entire membership? What's the most you've sent out? So we're doing it both ways. We've had events where whoever registered for that particular event, they're the only ones who got the box. We've had people who have sent to their entire membership kind of as there's a lot of associations that we deal with that they're trying to find ways to make their association membership valuable. So a direct mail piece, kind of just, hey, we're thinking of you, please stick with us during this. That was one we did where it was just a mask. So that was just a, hey, thank you, here's a mask with our logo on it. That was to the entire membership. We're also doing some for membership renewals. So if you're coming along for 2021 and you're starting your membership renewal process, a little direct mail piece and a little piece of swag in the mail as a thank you for registering has really seemed to be an item that people like. They miss getting their free stuff. So anywhere that you can kind of add value to that. So I've seen all three of those. What's the most we sent out? 500. We're at 5. That's 500. We did 500 kits. The team in the back was probably not very happy with me on that one, but I thought it was fun. But that was 500 out. We have another 450 going out next month. And we've done as little as 12. Like I said, we've done so many of these and not one has been remotely similar to the last. So kudos to the Graph Tech team for keeping on their toes and going through there. And do you have any clients that are going virtual for in-person spring events they have scheduled? In other words, when will this end? Any predictions? Ours is scheduled for April. Oh, Jenny, if I had a crystal ball, I think I could make some money here. I don't know personally. Danny, Jeff, and Joe, our account managers that are on this call, if you guys want to chime in, I have not heard of any in-person that's a definite. I know there's a lot scheduled for in-person for spring, but Jenny, any of the account managers, can you speak on that?
The farm show just went to virtual.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry. Technologically challenged. I have not heard of anybody say they're canceling for spring yet, but I have a lot of customers on the call, so maybe they can. I think their hope is it's not going to happen, but since the farm show is virtual as well, I could see some things early late winter, early spring things not happening in person.
I think everyone's kind of holding out hope that spring will be in person, but I don't know. It's a little scary.
Boo. Jenny's boo.
Oh, Eileen is still planning on a live event at the end of April. So fingers crossed, Eileen. We are with you. We are hoping this happens. We miss the live stuff too. Judy, will we have access to these slides presentation to share with others? Yes, we are going to send out a virtual recording of this as well as the PowerPoint presentation to everyone on this list. So feel free to share. If you want to have, more in-depth conversations, please feel free to reach out to any of us, your account managers, Alexis, Tom, or I. We're happy, just sitting down and having a cup of coffee and brainstorming your idea. We're happy to kind of share some thoughts and things we've done and kind of just work with you on that. So don't hesitate to reach out. We are happy to see faces. We miss seeing you. We're sick of being in the office, and I know I'm sick of being at home. So I'm ready to see all of you in person. So I think that's it. If you have any other questions, type them in the chat feature, but I am going to go to the fun part now. So this is where Tom was saying about how you can kind of make your event interactive. This is what we wanted to show you. Each of you received a ticket with your personal number on it. So to show this is, oh no, it's not going to show. Darn
if
it.
you put it in front of your body.
Oh.
And this is for everybody should have received, if you registered by Monday, you should have received a kit in the mail. If you didn't, I have your number, so don't worry, I'll cross-reference it if your number comes up and you're here. You must be present to win.
Must be present. All right, we have 3 drawings. First one is for a free setup on any promotional item up to a $50 value. So I'm gonna pull that now. Get your tickets handy. 80121. 80121. If that is you, unmute yourself and say, I'm a winner.
I'm a winner.
Woo! Heather, woohoo! We will make sure we get you this, your coupon. Okay, next one. Okay, here's where we're gonna cause a debate. We have 2 more prizes left. One is a Philadelphia Eagles cooler bag. Amy, if you look at Amy's Vanna there. And the second option is a Pittsburgh Steelers cooler bag. So if you are, oh Lord, okay, there we are. If you are, whoever's next.
This is the roller bag. So this one is on wheels, it's a little bigger.
So if you're the next winner, you get to pick, and then the third winner is stuck. Okay, 80120. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I'm a winner.
I think she's here. Yep, it's Wendy.
Wendy, which one would you like?
The Steelers, please.
Okay.
Woohoo!
Oh, now we all pray for an Eagles fan. Last one. 80111.
I believe she's here. It's Christine.
Christine?
Hold on, let me see if she's still on here. Christine from rural PA.
Yeah, that's me.
You got it. You like the Eagles?
Do you like the Eagles?
Sure.
Woo!
It's a Pennsylvania team. Why not?
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Well, that is all we have. We don't want to take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope we brought a little bit of humor and fun to your day and maybe gave you some good ideas to move forward to with your next event. So please reach out if you have anything else. We're happy to help. If not, have a wonderful rest of your week. Enjoy the weather. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.